Hey, what's up, people? This is Papa Bale, and welcome to the channel. Let me break it down for you real quick. We got a 480 watt power supply right here. It goes 25 volts, 20 amps, 21 amps, something like that. Moving right along, we got our multimeter. Turn that to off real quick. We got our load switch, which is on off. This is our load over here. This light bulb, which is interchangeable. We're gonna try and do something a little harder today than the 15 watt. We're gonna go 25 watt. We got a breadboard with our only one side is hooked up right now. Since we only have 3 strands, we're gonna get there soon enough. We got tip 142 Darlington transistors. Yeah, we're going to move over here to our Eve model power distribution. Power supply is hooked to the positive terminal. And we have 3 strands of this TRIFECTA coil. There are 3 32 gauge strands, so there's 2 types of quote-unquote trifecta coil. One has 26 and 32 and the other has 32. This is the 32 gauge version. We have our generator coil, which I'm going to switch this out. It's a little too big for what I'm doing here. The magnets are the wrong dimension to get, the true. They're not even, I bet they're not even strong enough to reach this far to saturate the coil properly without a core. And I don't have a core that size. I have a bigger core and I have smaller cores, and I'm just not going to mess with it. Anyway, moving right along. Hall effect sensor for pulsing. And that's hooked directly to the Eve distribution. Positive, negative. And there's your base right here, this white one. It goes down to connect to a diode, which then distributes the DC base to all of the transistors. All 6 bases are hooked up. Only, the emitter and the collector are not hooked up for this side. Let me get in there. All right. And then each one of these coils in the 120 position here are trifecta coils. So we have 3 parallel 32 gauge strands going all the way around in series, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me, and you're about to see that in a second. Let me continue here. There are 333.3 turns in each one of these coils. Hence the trifecta. 3 coils, 333.3 turns, 3 strands. Come on. The writing's on the wall. Alright, I'm going to turn it on. This is designed to handle, some good voltage without pulling too many amps. Okay, that's getting started. We're going to turn this on to 200 because we're not going to get above 200 with this coil, which is sad. That's a lot of copper right there. Oh, I'm going to show you how much power is in there being put into it right now. 25 volts and 0.6 amps. So you times 0.6 into 25, you're going to get less than 25 watts. Okay? It's not 25 watts. It's about 14 watts. That's awesome. Alright, I'm just trying to get the rotor and the voltage in the shot at the same shot, basically. Alright, now we're gonna hit on. Look at how bright that is. That is phenomenally awesome. We're losing. Alright, so it's about 30 volts, 35 volts to turn that on. We're gonna see where it's gonna stop at. I think it should stop, or at least slow down tremendously. This is a good experiment if we could just let it roll for another minute or so. See, because I was always doing it on the 600 setting, so there wouldn't be a decimal point. And I don't think I let it run for very long. So this might show that this will eventually stall out, even at full power with a load on it. But I'm only going to run it for another 20 seconds like this. So 69 is kind of where it's going to level out, I would imagine. That's exactly the reading that I got the last time. And our load is still bright, very bright. Our rotor is still moving relatively quickly. Okay, I let it go a little bit farther than that, so I'm going to turn the load off now. 69.2. And that's awesome. And the reason I had a bigger rotor on there before with 12 magnets, and it works pretty good, but I mean the duty cycle played a factor, I'm thinking, in how well this is functioning. Since everything's closer to the center with this rotor, so it's got a, I guess, try less hard, less is more, to push, and you get the same amount of push. So the other rotor basically was moving a lot slower than this one is right now. And that's the last thing I'm going to do. And let it get, that's pretty good. $651. 664. It's going to continue to go up like that, like the voltage is going up slowly. It's going to continue to rev up slowly. I don't think we're going to get 700 though. It'll get right around there, but I don't think we're going to get 700. And that it boggled my freaking mind. I'm like 699.8, and then it started slowing down. If I'm not mistaken, the voltage will get up to 121.1, and then it'll chill there. $694.2. Yeah, I guess, I mean, big is good as long as the dimensions are right. As long as the magnet and the coil basically match. Because these little coils are about the size of the magnets, and that's why it's just performing the way it is. And this is not a small rotor. It's not tiny. It's just that I have a bigger one than this. And those are the only two that I have that really function. I have a wooden one that I've used for the longest time. But it doesn't function like these two. When I got my 3D printer, I printed off two that worked well so far. This is one and the big one is the other. 121 volts. Oh, 7, please. Oh, no. See what I mean? See what I mean? All right. I bet it'll keep going up. This is just when I turned it off. Because it stabilized, I felt. Yeah, well, what do you know? We're going to try this one more time. I'm going to wait 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually slowed down a little bit. Oh, but we got 121.2. Oh, new record. Awesome. Alright, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Have a good night. Please subscribe. Well, it's morning now. I'm used to doing these things at night. Have a great day. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to tune in to what's going on here. I try and do something new every time I make a video, so it might look the same, but there's definitely some intricate part of this that is going to be different 100%. It's either going to be the rotor, it's going to be the coils, it's going to be how you pulse it or switch it, it's going to be how it's hooked together. See, like this is very consolidated to what I'm usually doing. And I bet I could even consolidate it a little bit more. These terminal blocks really help. Really help. Power distribution for parallel circuit is like almost necessary. You don't want to burn your house down. Multimeter, awesome. I'm just curious. I don't even know what this is. But yeah, like amps, we got nothing. I'm gonna plug it in the amp hole and we're gonna see what happens. Nada. Minus 0.01. Produces no amps. It's just this coil right here, but I mean, that is a telltale sign that, what do you mean amps? What are you talking about? How many amps are coming out of this thing? Don't you need like some kind of reaction to actually produce like amps? I mean, seriously. Somebody tell me how you produce amps with a thing like this. And then why people are asking me how many amps I'm getting out of this thing. If you can answer that for me, I'll be really happy. Because if I can produce amps, there should be no reason why I shouldn't be able to run 10 of these in series just by running the first one. Not a reason in hell. All right. That's all I got. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye now.